Hey, good day. Trust you're doing great. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're watching from. I'm sure you can hear me loud and clear. I want to welcome you all to the stream today. I'm sure we're going to have an insightful time here today. I'm basically looking at my phone now, so I'll be able to monitor the stream live from my phone. So I'll be able to monitor the stream. Beautiful. We are live and it's loud and clear. The sound is okay and everything is working fine from my end here. So the time is 9:40 New York local time. I'm 10 minutes late already. So I was basically trying to fix some things on the stream to just fix it up before I come live. But it's fine. We are here. So the time is 9:40 New York local time. Just a minute before I proceed with the stream, I just want to fix some things very fast. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I can say you're welcome. The down part is that it's quite difficult to pronounce some of these names. So I don't just want to try because I know I'm going to pronounce it very, very bad. So, but I can see your chats, I can see your messages. Welcome to the stream. So, what's your bias for the day? Before we go to the stream, just let me know, share with the community what you're looking at in price today. Yeah, if you're comfortable to do that, I would really appreciate. Just share with the community what are you looking at in price today. I'm basically here trying to update my Instagram community, but uh, it's not really working out here. So I guess we are going to work with the community with those of us available here. So once again, good morning. Welcome to today's stream. First, let's see what we have on the daily time frame. Yeah, over the past few weeks, I've been drawing your attention to the buy side liquidities resting above these highs here. So, and I drew your attention to a particular price level. This daily candle on the 9th of June 2026. This daily candle was more like was what I was anchoring everything on. So I was looking at this as a bullish order block. So price going to the upside, taking some buy side liquidity here. I would expect this candle to play a reasonable role in it. So I want to see price as long as at that moment while I was looking for buy side liquidity up here, I was expecting price to continue closing above the main threshold of the order block right here. Just this line right here is the main threshold. I measured from the opening price of the order block to the wick right here, and here is the opening price is marked out. So how I wanted price to trade, if it was if it were going to trade to the buy side liquidity here, I wanted to see price continue to close above the opening price, and the best case scenario closing above the main threshold. But with Friday's trading, we closed below the main threshold, and that automatically take my attention to the sell side liquidity resting below this low. And I think ES has done justice to the sell side liquidity already. So we are just waiting for NAS 100 to see if we can get to the sell side liquidity here. So I started the week with a bearish bias. So coming to today's price action, yesterday we were unable to close above the mean threshold of the order block outlined right here. We're still unable to close above it, and that gives us a sign that the possibility of trading into this outside liquidity is still there. So the next thing I want to draw your attention right here is this fair value gap from the daily time frame right here. So price today has traded up a reasonable extent. So the idea, since I'm looking for sell side liquidity, the idea with this move to the upside is that it's just going to take out some buy side liquidity to start trading down for the sell side liquidity. That's the way I view price currently. So you can, one thing you should really draw your attention to is this fair value gap right here. So if you can just carry your fib, measure the consequent encroachment of the fair value gap as well, and we will not expect price to trade and start closing above the fair value gap. As long as we're below the fair value gap right here, then we'll be looking for lower prices. And with that said, we have the high of the day taken already, and I think price first of all came down to uh, take out the low of the day, but it's not that obvious. It's just a little weak, taking out the low of yesterday's candle, that's Monday's candle, taken out. But currently what we have in price is that we have the high of the day taken out, and we might see a push to the downside today. Yeah, Pichu, I can see your message. I'm sure you can hear me. All right, beautiful. A lot is happening in price already, and I think I'm missing out on some good opportunities already. So I just have to mark my levels from the higher time frame. I'm currently on the 1 minute time frame. I just want to mark some levels out here before I start moving down to the lower time frame, and usually I stay on the 1 minute time frame once I'm done from the higher time frame. Okay, beautiful. You can hear me. I like that. So this little fair value gap here, I want to have it marked out. based on internal range liquidity, we can mark this as the short-term social liquidity that we can see on the early time frame. So I'm looking at this down close candle right here. So I want to see if price is able, if this 9 a.m. candle is able to keep us above at least the mean threshold of this down close candle right here. That's what I'm looking at. If we can have that, then we might still have a little push to the upside, but if not, then we want to close below the main threshold and start looking for sell side liquidity, and the closest right here is this low here. Beautiful. We've had some nice delivery in price already, and but I don't think we've actually missed anything. Let's see what price has to present. There's always opportunity on the chart, and that's why I limit my trading just for 1 hour 30 minutes in a whole day. Yeah. Yeah, I had this other block marked yesterday. You followed the stream yesterday, but it was so unfortunate you couldn't hear me clearly. But I had the other block marked. I don't know if I had the consequent encroachment, the mean threshold marked as well. But anytime you have another block, don't forget to take note of the mean threshold, because the most sensitive part in an order block is the mean threshold. Just note that. So as you can see, what we have today is price opened at 9:30, went straight into the mean threshold of the other block. Remember the buy side liquidity I outlined yesterday, there's relative equal high. So the price took the buy side liquidity out with the 9:30 move here. I think it was the 9 o'clock candle, but with the 9:30 move, we were able to go to the mean threshold of the other block, and that's very beautiful. That was when we started having a push to the downside, and currently we are trading in within an early order block. So we are looking for the possibility to see if price can still go higher with what it has done currently, because now coming down after taking out some buy side liquidity, coming down, it took out sell side liquidity internal right here, and coupled with the fact that we have the order block marked from the early time frame, so there's a possibility of price continuing to the upside a little, maybe to fill this daily fair value gap a bit, possibly to the consequent encroachment. I don't know. We don't know. I don't know how it's going to deliver, but all we will have to do is just to have our areas marked and read price accordingly. So I missed this shot right here. This was a lovely shot for me, but I was late to the stream, so I couldn't take part in it. So I'm looking for a possibility of taking longs here. Let's see if there's any long opportunity, because the way I'm viewing price now, until this low, let me get some some levels straight so we can see them well. So this, yeah, I want it. Okay, I want it to the right, but I don't know why I'm not seeing it currently. Yeah, this is the low I'm looking at. Yeah, let me change the color. Let's change it to something like red. So it's a possible sell side liquidity, but as long as we have this down close candle here, there's a possibility of trading higher. So, and that's what I'm looking at, that's what I'm preferring, and currently that's my preference currently. The possibility of trading higher, this relative equal highs, taking it out and possibly taking out this high, and then trading into the consequent encroachment of this fair value gap marked from the early time frame. Let me make an attempt to draw the consequent encroachment. Let's get the coordinates. Is it a style? Yeah, it's a style right here. Uh-huh. Then let's see if there is any possibility of changing into the consequent encroachment right here. So that's basically what I'm looking at currently in price. How are we doing? I just want us to talk on the chat. I really want us to be talking. Yeah, I think if I'm taking it long, then I'll be taking it now. I'll be taking it on this candle currently if I'm going for a long. So I'm considering this, I'm looking at this to be a possible order block. So I want to see price continue to close above this side here. So what I have right here, I'm looking for the possibility of us trading into this level from where it is currently. So that's what I see in price currently. Okay, that's a nice delivery right there. I want to see that move to the upside. I want to see it sustained. So it's a good sign that we're not closing below the consequent encroachment of this fair value gap. It's already a good sign. So price might just decide to just trade lower and take out the SL or whatsoever, but this is the idea I'm saying in price currently. Okay, you see what we had there, traded lower again, taking out the previous minute low, but still unable to close below the consequent encroachment of the fair value gap. That's still okay. So at this level where it's trading at currently, this particular level, I want to see a rejection from there. Yeah, if I don't get a rejection from there, it means I'm wrong on this particular one. So I don't want to see price close below this level. That's just the idea. Closing below it means I'm totally wrong. With what we have here, I don't like this. It means we are coming for this low, and then we might trade to the sell side liquidity outlined from the early time frame right here. So there's a possibility of us trading to the sell side liquidity right here. The type of rejection I wanted to see on the 1 minute time frame was from here. So since I didn't get that rejection right here, then this is possibly a wrong one. have this fair value gap marked here. So price might likely use this fair value gap to come for this early sell side liquidity just here. This was my expectation initially, to trade above the order block, the fair value gap here, and to go for the buy side liquidity here, and possibly trade into the consequent encroachment of the fair value gap from the early time frame. But with what we have here, price came down one more time, taking out this low. If we can close above this, fair value gap, then we might just watch to see if price will continue the movement to the upside. That's a nice push to the upside right there, but I'm not engaging yet. There are some things I would like to see before I even talk about engaging price. Let's check the early time frame. I don't like it when my chart is messed up like this, but I just can't help it now. So you can see that price is trading above the order block right here. It never came to the low of the order block. So as long as it's trading above the order block, see the way the previous, let me take out some of these things so you can see. Okay, I'm sure it's better now. Let's take this out, sir. Maybe when we go to the lower time frame, we'll put it back. So as long as it's trading above the opening price and the mean threshold of the order block, just like this, and then my attention is still fixed to the upside. Although we might see this as a big rejection, yeah, but there's still possibility of price to continue climbing higher and take out the buy side liquidity. The possibility is there. So if we can trade lower um, to the order block and start seeing some rejection to the upside, let's say market structure shifting to the upside, then I take my attention back to this buy side liquidity. And before we get to the buy side liquidity, you can measure this week so that you get the consequent encouragement of the week. It will serve you well. Yeah, currently I'll only favor longs. Yeah, I'll only favor longs currently. But like I stated, there is every possibility to come for these lows right here. But currently with what price is doing and even coming very close to this low and rejecting like this, still I'm favoring longs. Although there's a possibility of coming for the sell side here, but I don't want to be part of that. It's not something I want to take part in. So can we stay above this fair value gap here? Can we stay above it? Can we not close below it? If this one fails now, this fair value gap fails now, then it should continue to the downside. Yeah, we have that sell side liquidity tapped a little here. You can see we have it tapped here. Beautiful. But even with that sell side liquidity tapped, it makes my chances of looking for longs higher, because it only communicates to me that we are in a more discount market. And in the discount market, I should be looking to take loans. The goal for me whenever I sit in front of my chart is basically to follow my model, to follow my trading plan, and to stick with it throughout. Yeah, the winning trades are necessary, they are very good. It's nice. The losing trades also, I appreciate it as well. But the overall goal is to actually stick to the model for me. At the end of the week, the way I assess myself is, was I able to stick to my model? That's how I assess myself. So I'm looking at this down close candle right here, this two down close candle. If we can have price straight to this down close candle, I'll be using it as a form of inception to set a framework that will take us at least to the what is it called, the discount, the equilibrium of this range from up here to whatever the low is going to be here. So I have my eyes fixed on these down close candles here, this one right here and this one right here. Can we get to it? So I just want to be showing you if price is really going to get to that level marked from the 15-minute time frame. I want to show you how it's going to deliver. Pay attention to this fair value gap right here. So closing above it like this, it's something I don't want to see if it's going to come to for this low. But at the same time, you can see a couple of fair value gap overlapping each other right here, so we can give room for something like this when we have situations like this. So we want to see it close below the fair value gap now, hit it, and then continue the order flow to the downside up to this level right here. Then if we can get to this level, I'll be looking for longs. Note this particular one here, this fair value gap right here. Let me change the color so you can know what I'm talking about. Hope you remember where it was marked from. It was outlined from the early time frame. Yeah. Okay. Okay, let's change the color. Yeah, this particular one right here was outlined from the hourly time frame. So I'm basically listening to myself currently, and I've observed that there's a bit of lagging with the presentation. So it's up to like 20 to 30 seconds thereabout before whatsoever I say with my mic here, before it's being transmitted to you. I think it's taking up to like 15 to 20 seconds, but that's fine. Can I get to this level right here? 28894.5. The decision to start this live stream was an important one for me, a very important one for me. I think I've been postponing it for a long time. I've not been able to put myself together to come up with a live stream, and it's something I really want to do. Yeah, because I've seen a whole lot of traders. All that is being posted is executions, basically executions here and there, and some of them are doing it live, but I think the major figures in the industry that claim to know very, very well are shying away from doing these things live. So it's something, if this is working, then it should be something that could be done live. I know not a lot of persons are comfortable doing something like this live. Personally, I think I'll adjust to it, but currently it's not something that is comfortable. But I've made up my mind. I'm just doing my trading here. When it plays out, it's for me. When it doesn't plays out, I still own it. So that's just it for me. So I just want to filter out the noise and focus on what I'm doing here. So we are very, very close to the level here. The level I'm looking at to be a possible inception for me. Very close to it here. If I really want to narrow this down, then I can still do that. If I really want to narrow it down, I can narrow it down this way. So around that level, you can see that we have a nice down close candle right here. We have some nice down close candle right here. So I'm looking at these down close candles as a possible order block. So price can just come trade into this level right here, trade into the opening price of this particular candle. Yeah, this particular one right here. It can as well stretch into this fair value gap and sometimes into the mean threshold and then reject from there to start going higher. So pay attention to that as well. Very close to our level here, but we're just pushing to the upside and we are not having anything. So I still want price to come lower, take out this low and into this level right here. I just don't like this color. I decided to change it. has been your trading, everyone? Has been your trading? Like, I really want to know what you're looking at in price today. What's your idea? Because I don't just want you to take what I'm looking at for it. I want you to share some insight on what you can see in price as well. That if you're comfortable to do that, I'll really really appreciate it. Mm, what are you looking at in price? What do you think price is going to do today? Let's take a look at the 15-minute time frame. What do we have? So basically, we've not been. We're a few points. Just is it even up to a point? We are short on getting to this level right here. So I'll just study price to see how it delivers. But I'm still favoring this level here. I still want this order block to be tapped. See the way it traded all the way into this fair value gap, wicked above it, but see the body is closing inside the fair value gap right here. And then the next candle started trading to the downside. And if you observe something up there, you see that you consider this high, these two highs looks relatively equal. So in my mind, since I'm favoring longs today. Considering something like this, when I look at this, I look at it as price engineering, buy side liquidity, and to later go for it. So when I see something like this, but the way it traded into this fair value gap right here is something that's beautiful, really, really beautiful. Okay, can we have a push for the sell side liquidity here now and then trade into the opening price of the other block marked from the 15-minute time frame right here. Can we have that? Okay, price is going for the buy side. Told you, this is, once you see equal highs like this, it's price engineering buy side liquidity, and see the way it came for it even before trading into the this level right here. I like what price is doing currently, but the only thing holding me back is I would have appreciated it more if we had a move a little into this level. So I think the low of this candle right here is 28895.1, while the level I was looking at is 28894.5. So was point 0.5, 894 and 895. That's basically about 1 point. Yeah, that's just about 1 point. So beautiful. We're able to trade into the opening price of this other block right here, and it started moving to the upside. So I have my attention. If it continues going to the upside, then I'll have my attention on the opening price of this 10 a.m. candle right here. Price should close above it. Yeah, I would like price to close above it and then trade to it, use it like a form of support to continue going to the upside. So those are the two cases here. It's either price trades to the downside and trade to this level and then give us a willingness to start trading to the upside, or it continues trading up like this, close above the opening price of this 10 a.m. candle, then we can go to the lower time frame and frame a setup from it. But like I said, the one I've been paying attention to and I've been looking out for is the possibility of it trading lower, taking out these lows to trade into the level right here, 28894.5. See the way I'm using all this narrative to filter this consolidation right here. I know this is a situation where a lot of ICT trader will get themselves burnt out. They see price, they get a narrative in price, they know how to read the right order block, the right fair value gap, and all those stuff, but they don't know how to get a framework like this that's very, very objective. So this is just what makes my trading basically different. And I'm comfortable not taking any trade if the opportunity is not being presented to me. I'm totally comfortable with that. So you see the consolidation right here. Imagine somebody here trying to long, trying to short, because there are a whole lot of break in market structure or shift in market structure here. But if you have a framework like this, it helps you to filter out your trade. And these are some of the things where that traders are not willing to pay the price to learn, because it is boring. It is really, really boring. But for me, it's actually interesting for me though. Yeah, I've gotten used to it and it's interesting for me. I look forward to 9:30 New York local time every day. Yeah, and that's the truth. I just look forward to it. Sometimes I even come to the chat to see if if I can come and just study price. So I just look forward to my time window, 9:30 New York local time. I look forward to it every single day. Okay, let's see if we can catch any move live today. In less than 6 minutes, we will know if we'll be trading to the opening price of this candle or we are closing above this. And if we fail to do either of these, then this consolidation might continue for the rest of the session. And what that means for us is that we'll just stay out, we'll just watch price and basically stay out and not do anything. But how many of you are comfortable staying out on a day like this? You waited for 9:30 New York local time and then you open your chart, you didn't see your setup play out. How many of you are comfortable staying out throughout? Yeah. I think you should ask yourself that question. It could be part of the reason why you are not seeing consistent results yet. So price is basically still using this fair value gap. We've watched it use it to deliver sell side liquidity, all this internal sell side liquidity, and we are still watching it, seeing it. Is still we're still witnessing this level being used to deliver buy side up and down. But this range is a range that you don't want to be in. You just want to get some nice price action before you engage. And I've already told you how to get this price action with respect to the delivering price currently. So all we need to do is wait to see if any of the things I've pointed out will deliver. Is there anyone in the chat that's engaged in any trade today? Is there anyone in the chat that's engaged in any trade today? Let me know. You engaged in any trade, let me know. And was it a long? Was it a short? Was it a long? Was it a short? Let me know. Beautiful. Nice delivery right here. So can we keep this high intact and not get to it before 10:30? Because obviously it's just less than 2 minutes to 10:30 now, and it's obvious that the possibility of us closing above the opening price of the other block outlined from the 15-minute time frame, it's possible that that's what we are going to have just right here, the opening price of this candle right here. Yeah, that's what we are seeing in price currently. So if we succeed in closing that in less than 1 minute, we succeed in closing above the opening price of this candle, then I'll be looking for a willingness to see if we can trade into the opening price right here. Then a shift in market structure to the upside on the lower time frame. Then I aim for this buy side liquidity, and possibly we can get to the consequent encroachment of the fair value gap outlined from the daily time frame. That's objective. That's very, very objective. That's what we call objectivity. Yeah, we had the 15 minute candle close above the opening price of the 10 a.m. candle, like the 10:15 to 10:30 candle close above the opening price of the 10 a.m. candle. That's how do I frame this now? Yeah, that's the 10 a.m. to 10:15 candle. Now we have the opening price marked out here. So price trading down to the opening price makes me know that we are in discount, and in deep discounts I would prefer that, but the attention overall shifts to this buy side liquidity right here. So that's the buy side liquidity right there, as I've been outlining, and possibly to the consequent encroachment of the fair value gap from the daily time frame. But to engage this price action currently, I want to see a willingness for price to trade into the opening price of the 10 a.m. to 10:15 candle right here. I want to see the willingness to trade into the opening price of the 10 a.m. candle right here. Then a possible shift in structure, then we can engage. So simple as that. That's what I'm basically waiting for now. So I'm reeling out this level right here. I didn't we were able to trade into the opening price of this fair value gap marked from the 15-minute time frame right here, then this would have been a nice long position for me. But now we'll just have to wait. But in a situation where we don't trade into the opening price of the fair value gap right here, because I know someone might be thinking that currently, in a situation where we fail to trade the opening price of the fair value gap right here and then start trading higher, um, then we might look for shorts that will take us back into this range. But currently, I think the one we would prefer right now is to trade back into this level right here, this exact level. Yeah, trade back into this exact level right here, and to see the willingness if we are able to come for the buy side liquidity up here. Mm. I'm waiting to see what we have in price. It's fine if it trades to the buy side liquidity without us. It's absolutely fine. It's fine if it trades to the buy side liquidity. So right in my Telegram community, there are days where I just keep quiet and I'll just be thinking to myself, I think I need to be updating these people. I think I need to be dropping some things that inspires them. So starting out in my early days, trying to build communities and all of those, um, I realized that this 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 goal right here, this push to keep um dropping content in the Telegram community, to drop tweets and all of those in the community, to keep people updated, motivated, inspired, was pushing me to do things that are outside my model, that are outside my way of trading. And I realized that it was really, really affecting my trading. So on days like this, where I'm looking at a particular something before I am able to engage price, I won't have the patience to wait. That's starting out. But it came to a point where I realized that I was only halting myself, and to continue like that, I'm gonna be the one paying the price for, should I call it foolishness? Now I can call it foolishness because I'm talking to myself, because um the people I'm trying to impress, in quote, because yeah, that's of course that's the summary of what you're trying to do there. The people you're trying to impress, they don't even know you. Yeah, they don't even know you exist. So and that's the painful aspect, and you just keep holding yourself. But it came to a point where I decided to do this on my own. So I became comfortable not engaging in price when there is no opportunity. I became comfortable not doing anything, and it shifted my trading entirely. So I know that there are a whole lot of traders battling with things like that currently. There are a whole lot of traders battling with things like that. But the thing is, sorry about the cut. I just had to, something just came to my mind now and I needed to attend it to it. But I'm back. So there are a whole lot of traders battling with something like that currently, but it's left for you to just identify what the case is for you, what the problem is for you, and then fix it. Yeah, just fix it. That thing that is making you impulsive, just make the decision of, take responsibility for your trades. Let your action on the chart be your choice. Like, let it be your actions. let it not be influenced externally. Yeah, and it helps me in my trading, and I'm sure it's something that could help you as well. And that's why I'm actually comfortable staying live here, knowing that people are watching what I'm doing right here. And I, I didn't end up taking any trade yesterday, and the same thing is about to happen today. And I tell you, I'm absolutely comfortable because basically the truth of the matter is, although I'm doing this in front of people, but the most important thing is that I'm actually doing it for me. That's something. I'm doing it for me. The failure is going to be on my part if I don't become disciplined and own my actions. The failure, I'm going to be the major person that's going to be impacted. So I don't care what people will say. I don't care what people will think. If there is no setup, I'm not engaging price. That's just what I've resolved to do. And I'm learning to be comfortable doing that. And it's actually a nice place to be. Yeah, it's really a nice place to be. 10:40, and I'm not seeing anything very, very interesting yet. So I'm seeing, looking for a possible push into this level right here. If you've been on the stream from the beginning, you know what this level represents. It's an order block, a possible order block from the 15-minute time frame. And on days where market is very, very volatile, when price is in a haste to do something, on days like that, you can just trade to the wick like this and start going for the buy side, or trade to the consequent encroachments of the wick like this and start going up. But with experience, the one I prefer price to trade to is just the opening price right here. I just want to see price trade to the opening price and see if we can start going to the upside. Have you engaged in any position yet? Let me know if you engaged in any position, or let me know if there is something you are looking out for in price. In this current price action, you can see we were able to filter out this messy delivery right here. Very, very messy. We're able to filter everything out and not engage in it, and that's commendable for me. This is why I stick to my process. So very close to the price level we are looking at, very, very close to it right here. Let's see if this minor order flow from this high here can take us to the level 28982. We have this other fair value gap right here, traded into the consequent encroachment of the fair value gap. Rejecting from it, it can be used to take price to the buy side liquidity now. And if you anchor that from the 15-minute time frame, let me show you the level it aligns with right here. It aligns with this level here. Yeah, it aligns with, that's the level right here, the consequent encroachment of that week. I told you that on days that price really wants to go higher without trading to the opening price of an order block, it can use the consequent encroachment of the week like this to take price higher and to meet the objective. I think that's what we're about to witness today. Engaging the price, for me, the nice place I would have loved to engage price from would have been from the opening price of the order block from the 15-minute time frame. Since that is not what we are having, I'm just gonna wait and read price. Very close to the buy side liquidity. Here we have it. We have the buy side liquidity delivered here, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful, and it's satisfying for me. Very, very satisfying. This is where the satisfaction comes in. From the beginning of the stream, I stated I was looking for longs alone. I was favoring the buy side liquidity, and being able to stick to that and reading it through into the buy side liquidity. Although there are instances where the precision of what I wanted, for example, like trading into the opening price of this order block from the 15-minute time frame, it didn't happen as I wanted it to happen. That's absolutely fine, and that is what I would have used to possibly engage this market. But as well, I gave you the options, things that are likely to happen even if we don't have this delivered before it's even delivered. I drew your attention to the consequent encroachment of the week of that order block right here. That is an area that could be used to take price to the buy side liquidity on days where the algorithm wants to really take price higher for a level like this. Yeah, that the algorithm is in a haste to take price to the target, and we have it delivered just like the way I outlined it here. And see that perfect confluence with the consequent encroachment of the fair value gap right here. Here we have the consequent encroachment of the week from the order block drawn from the 15-minute time frame. Here we have the consequent encroachment of this fair value gap from the 1 minute time frame, and the confluence is just amazing. So this is basically how I rate price, and this is where I think this is the first stage in understanding price delivery, even before getting to the point of making money from price and all. The first stage of this game is just is simple. The first stage of this game is to learn how to read price. Learn how to read price, and the number one thing you need to know when it comes to learning how to read price is understand inception, understand terminus. And the easiest way to start about this is the understanding of liquidity. When sell side liquidity is engaged at a particular time, yeah, the factor of time is very, very important. It's engaged at a particular time, then you start looking for buy side liquidity. When buy side liquidity is engaged first at a particular time, you start looking for sell side liquidity. I think if you begin this way, your understanding of price will become clearer, and you continue to refine from there until you end up with a model that really suits your personality. But don't trivialize what I just stated here. I think these things are scattered around online, but the issue is that you don't just know how powerful they might be when it comes to trading. So that's just basically it. That's a nice delivery right there. Let me see if there's anything urgent in price here that we can also look out for within the next few minutes that we have. Is there anything still important here that I can draw your attention to? This is actually satisfying for me, very, very satisfying. I've seen a whole lot of persons saying we have messy price delivery here and there and all of those. But there's a way you can filter out the noises. That's the truth. You can filter out the noise if you know what you're really looking out for. You can really, really filter out the noise. There's something I'm looking out for and I want to draw your attention to it. See if I can find it before I close the stream. Okay. I think I'm just gonna change the color of this so we'll be able to trace it when we get to the lower time frame. How do I change the color? Let's change it to something. Yeah, let's change it to something that looks like a blue. Beautiful, beautiful. So after engaging this buy side liquidity, personally, I would have preferred a move that would go into the consequent encroachment of the fair value gap outlined from the daily time frame. But as it is now, after engaging this buy side liquidity, overall we are bearish. It's something I outlined from the beginning of the stream. The overall narrative in price is that we are bearish. There's every possibility of price starting to fall impulsively to the downside and continue for this outside liquidity right now. It can happen right now, and we can have a situation where it first of all trade to the consequent encroachments of this fair value gap from the daily time frame. So currently I think we are time is closing up on us, so in the next 9 minutes I should be ending this live stream. But this is what we have here today. I just want to check on the 1 minute time frame if there's an area I can anchor this current price delivery from. There's a level rather, not an area. Okay, look at these candles right here. 1 2 3 and 1 2 3. Yes, 1 2 3. So let me do something crazy right here. It's not crazy, but it's something. Yeah. Let's have the color change to gray. Yeah, I think you can see that. Should be able to see that. Okay, I just want to extend this all the way to the right. Okay, so when we get to the lower time frame, we'll appreciate it. Not lower time, we're already on the lower time frame. What am I saying? When we get to where price is currently, I think we appreciate it. Yeah, as long as we stay below the opening price. See the reactions there. As long as we can stay below the opening price of that other block from that I just drew out with this gray box right here, as long as we can stay below it like this, and it's permissible to trade to the mean threshold. But if we can continue to stay below it like this, then we can we can see some reasonable move to the downside, taking out this. But the moment we violate it and start trading above the consequent encroachment, sorry, is the mean threshold, not the consequent encroachment, and we start closing above the mean threshold, then we are heading for the consequent encroachment of the fair value gap from the daily time frame. But as it is currently, it looks very good. It's something that can start trading to the downside. So this is beautiful. It's really beautiful. So I would even expect a move. I would even expect price to start trading lower from where it is currently. So let me get something here. So if I'm shorting on this, then my I'll be shorting at this level. That's if I'm to take a trade currently. I'll be shorting at this level. Then my stop loss will just be on this high right here. Then I'll be looking all the way down into this relative equal lows right here. So that's if I'm to do anything currently. That's what really makes sense for me. Else it can still trade higher into the consequent encroachment of the daily fair value gap. But I think this setup right here is something that makes sense. It's something that makes sense. That's if I'm entering a trade, that's what I'll be looking out for currently. But I'm not entering a trade here. I'm not entering a trade here. So we just have about 4 minutes to 11 a.m. New York local time. I'm tracking the time right here. So this is 10 just to the right hand side. You look at 10:56 down here. So we have about 10 minutes. Can this move be sustained? Can we close above this line right here? Can we close above it? Because you see that the level marked right here, price is just rejecting from it. But can we have an impulsive move to the downside, closing below it now, and start pushing to the downside? First sell side liquidity, then internal sell side liquidity, just like that, just like that. But it's just what it is currently. Just read price and see, and study price, just flow with it. That's basically how, the only way you'll be able to understand this market. So like if this move is to happen within this short time we have currently, I would anticipate something that is really impulsive to the downside. If really price wants to come to the downside, I would want to see like heavy down close candles now, like big down close candles. But since we are not having that currently, let's see if this current candle will give us that. But since we are not having it currently, it means that uh, let's just see what this candle is giving us. Can this candle move down like with impulse and close below this low right here? Can we have something like that? it's just playing around. It's just playing around, and that's it's something I don't want to see. At this point, it shouldn't be playing around because the time window we are trading in currently, if it's coming down, then it really, really needs to be impulsive. Uh, yeah, this is the last candle we are looking at here before we come to the end of the stream. The last candle we are looking at before we come to the end of the stream. We want to see some nice move to the downside. Else, well, we might just take our attention to the consequent encroachment of the fair value gap marked from the daily time frame. It didn't close above this right here. It didn't close above the main threshold of the other block, and at the same time, it didn't give us the type of impulse we want. So basically, in 10 minutes time, because what I was actually looking for impulse was, you remember the 950 to the 1050 to 1110 macro. Yeah, that's just it. That's just the idea. So it should be an impulse to the downside, a really nice one. But since we're not getting that, I've come to the end of the stream for today, and I'll be here same time tomorrow, and I will continue like that as the Lord permits. Thank you for your time today, and I hope you learned something. If you did, don't forget to let me know. Take care of yourself and stay safe out there.